Hi, good morning, everyone. I think I'm in the in between the lunch, but hopefully this session will give you some additional info before you walk into your lunch. I'm Linda Young, AI Solution Manager from Supermicro team, and today my presentation is on the infrastructure part of the AI revolution, the power of three. So a few words about Supermicro. We are the fastest growing company for the first tier infrastructure in the AI hardware space. You might be hearing many other names already, and we are the new name I hope you will remember. A few facts about Supermicro before I dive into the topic. Supermicro, we have manufacturing in Taiwan, Netherlands, US. Basically, the idea here is that you will have global coverage to the fastest delivery of your hardware. And then together with Vultr and AMD, we deliver the accelerator for your AI and HPC. First of all, math. Did I get it wrong? 1 plus 1 plus 1 equal to 5. Probably you're telling me, okay, are you crazy? We're still elementary math. But here, with AMD, Supermicro, and Vultr, we are delivering 5 metrics that are critical for any organization. Number 1 metrics, performance. Who doesn't want performance? Efficiency, speed, coverage, as well as a wide open ecosystem. That's what we deliver when we have working closely with our partner, AMD and Vultr together. So each partner bringing unique value to the table. So together, we deliver the key metrics that are super important to any organization. That's where the math goes. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is much greater than 3. It's 5 or even bigger. With that, I'll dive into each partner, what our unique value that we can bring to you and your customer. You've been hearing earlier about vector database, RAG, and also DDN's database solution. But ultimately, you need that foundational hardware. You need that foundational infrastructure to be in place first before you have any software, before you have any database, or before you have any application. So without infrastructure, probably the innovation and revolution won't happen. Now let's get started with our AMD partner cutting edge delivery. So AMD actually has a history delivery of the product ramp up for the MI300X. You might be hearing that actually Meta, their 405 billion Llama model, purely only running the inferencing workload on the AMD MI Instinct series. Nothing else needed to run the inferencing workload. So it's not only about cutting edge, it's a cutting edge that's trusted by the leading enterprise companies such as Meta. And of course, Microsoft. They use the MI series for their GPT-4 inferencing. And we know that today, we are actually seeing a lot of real application with inferencing workload in the industry because the AI training model has a richer phase of maturity. And then even remember the Hugging Face CEO, once he posted a message in March. For the first time in Hugging Face, the software developer outnumber the data scientists. What does that mean? It means AI has moved from the research phase to the actual application phase, to the use case phase, where we will see a lot more inferencing workload compared to the training workload. That's exactly what the AMD GPU, Instinct GPU, is best at. And of course, here everyone wants to end-to-end stack, right? Here, what we want to emphasize here is not only AMD's Instinct GPU, and then there's also software stack as well. And then every company here in this pillar, we're big on the open source ecosystem. So from AMD, you might be hearing Broadcom a lot. They contribute a lot to the open source community. They're also working closely with Hugging Face, optimized the latest and most popular model with their Instinct GPU so that there is out-of-box container that you can easily deploy and run on the Instinct GPU itself. So here is a holistic view of all the layers from the hardware to the runtime orchestration, various compiler, library, model framework, and of course, ultimately the AI model and algorithm that you can get. One thing please keep in mind, there is day zero out of containers that's optimized for the GPU already, all the popular one, Llama, Mixture, even DeepSeek. The one that you can name and anything that you can run in your mind, those have been optimized and gain the most efficiency out of the Instinct GPU itself. So indeed, that's a value from our first partner, AMD. Now come to Supermicro. We deliver the data center building block solution. What does that mean? We know that GPU and CPU, they're individual systems. But when you need to scale up for your business, guess what? You need an IT deployment. You need a data center deployment. That's what Supermicro brings to the table. So with our data center building block solution, there are a few key metrics I want to highlight, and I hope you can remember those numbers. 40% power saving, up to 40% water saving, and of course up to 98 heat capture, and then 50 dB quiet. So I will go into each metrics and then explain why this matter. So we know power and cooling are one of the biggest challenge with the latest technology because the GPU and CPU, they're all much higher power consumption. They generate a lot more heat while deliver more performance and token per second for your customer. You have to pay for what you're getting. So cooling become a real problem that we need to tackle and solve. And that's why the liquid cool becomes the ultimate solution. And we not only offer the liquid cool, we also offer the most optimal way to liquid cool by measure the temperature that you can best leverage from the water to cool so that you don't have to spend excessive energy to cool down the water that actually raise the temperature while it brings the temperature of the machine down. So corresponding to that, the water saving, of course, because when you actually optimize the best way to cool your system, you can save water as well. Now, what do we mean by 98 system heat capture? So you might be seeing a lot of liquid cool system out there already. And then what we do is you start with CPU or GPU cooling itself. But guess what? As the technology keeps evolving, we look at all the components of the system. You have your power supply, you have your network card, you have many other components inside the system. What we do, we bring liquid cool all the way so that you can get most of the heat capture from the overall system, and they are taken away by the liquid that the heat generate from those components. And then the last metric, the quiet data center. I don't know how many of you have been to data center. When you come out, what's the experience? We have to shout with each other because your ears are gone, because of the noise. You cannot hear each other. So at the end, when you come out from the data center, you have to scream with each other because of the noise. But what's the future data center experience will be like? It will just be as quiet as a conference because we were using liquid cool. The noise level are way down. You will have a much sustainable and green data center environment where you don't have to scream at each other. Your ears won't go because we use liquid cool to cool data center, and you don't have to have all those fans generate those huge noise that destroy your hearing. That's what we mean. We bring the total solution for your data center infrastructure. And of course, many times when we think about infrastructure, we talk about compute. Indeed, compute expense is probably account for 80 or 85% of any project. But then don't ever forget a complete 100 project need all this other component to make it 100%. If you're shortage of cable, if you're shortage of one power shelf, your data center solution won't complete. Because what happened, when you have GPU running, you might get power spike. So we have power shelf designed within the rack to manage that power imbalance. We have that considered. And of course, if you say, okay, I want to have more heat capture, we have the chill door, which is going to take away the additional heat from your racks. Make sure you get better heat capture if you need. Networking, very complex. You might be seeing many of the data center racks, 5,000 cable per rack, easily. Imagine what kind of wiring you have to go through to get that rack up and running. That's what we deliver as well. And of course, many other components of the whole data center solution we list here just for reference. The goal here is for us as a partnership, we deliver the ready to deploy infrastructure to accelerate your business. So you don't need to worry about any infrastructure. You can focus your effort on your application, on your domain, on your vertical. You deliver real value to the customer by deliver the real solution that matter to them, rather than worry about infrastructure. And then here is a wrap-up view as to what we mean by a unified solution. Hardware, right? We have to deliver the compute, the storage, and networking. And on top of that, software, what do we mean by software? Management. Because you have to manage your hardware, you have to be able to monitor the status. Remember, liquid cool is a new addition to the data center element. What if it leaks? You want to be able to detect it. You want to do preventative maintenance to your infrastructure. That's why the software piece matters as well. And also, we know many companies, you have your own management system already. You don't have to use our UI. We have a Redfish API for you to just query and integrate for your existing management system, so that we will be able to manage such a complex infrastructure for you easily. And lastly, services. We know GPU are expensive investment. You want them running 24/7, so that we offer services that can quickly do IMA for you, can quickly replace any component that you think need to be swapped in or swapped out. So that's what we offer as well, and that's what we deliver as one unified solution. The ultimate goal is that together with AMD and Vultr, we deliver an infrastructure, make you worry-free to run your business. Lastly, our big partner, Vultr. I'm very proud to be here, standing here with them to promote our solution together. Vultr, global reach, right? Because I start with system, I go to data center, but guess what? You might be asking, what about the global reach? We have Vultr here. 32 countries, 3 million usage. If you are in Europe, if you're in Canada, you have your data sovereignty problem you want to solve. Not a problem. Vultr, they have data center all there. Your data won't leave the boundary of the region. They are safe there, trusted and secure by the Vultr infrastructure. So that's one of the key that you can actually rely on as well for your data sovereignty, for your AI and HPC use cases, which is super important to many organizations. Second, most efficiency and flexibility. One thing, if you think about all the 3 partners, we focus on efficiency. What does that mean? Power per token is actually what we measure. And also, output per dollar is also what we measure. So 3 companies we work together that deliver the most efficient and flexible solution for you. What do we mean? Let me dive in. Efficiency. Actually, Vultr proud to deliver the best ingress and egress, and also storage access rate. We know many other CSP, guess what? They don't make money only from the compute. their biggest benefit, their biggest profit actually comes from the ingress and egress charge. Their biggest benefit, profit also comes from the data storage access. They charge you by how many times you access. They charge you by the data rate of the ingress, egress. Vultr offer the best ingress and egress rate. So that's what we talk about, the efficiency. Flexibility, right? So here indeed, we have AMD partner together. But don't ever forget, Vultr has a full blown of cloud infrastructure based on whatever workload you need. And that's a key takeaway I want you to remember as well. Lastly, AI and HPC, we talk a lot about technology advancement, but when you actually come to the real realization of value from AI and HPC, security, compliance, and asset. So those are the things we have to satisfy before it actually deliver any value to the enterprise. Because ultimately, you want that security in place, you want SOC 2, you want to GDPR, you want all security, compliance, regulation satisfied before your customers is going to put anything into operation, before they actually deliver anything to their customer. So that's what actually what our Vultr offer as well. They deliver the most efficient, the flexible infrastructure without sacrificing security, compliance, regulation. So lastly, to wrap up, I want to remind you the power of 3 is equal to 5 or even greater than 5 because we always focus on performance, efficiency, speed, global reach, and more important, an open ecosystem that everyone should chime in and advance the society together. And that's all from me. I'm here for any question if you have any.